Hi guys, and welcome back to Nottingham. We are at day 3 of the UKCOAP. A lot of stuff happening in the card room at the moment. We're going to focus in on some main event action over the next hour, Lee and I. Lee's on the other side of this table. This is a main event table. We'll go through the players in a moment. Lee, do you want to tell us what else is going on in the card room around us?
Yeah, good evening, everybody. Warm welcome to Nottingham. It is day 3 of the UK Championship Amateur Poker, and we are on day 1B of the main event. 68 players played day 1A yesterday. We had 40 from the online event already through, and a whopping 92 have sat down today. 55 of those remain. We're playing at level 9 at the moment. This will play through days to about level 17 or 18 tonight, I would imagine, before we will get down to 15% of the field. They'll be in the money, backing up their chips for Sunday, before we have 2 more day 1s tomorrow. So the final 2 chances to get through. 50,000 guarantee in this main event, £120 buy-in. But that's not the only events we've got going on today. We've got our high roller, 82 runners in that. We're down to 40 remaining in that. £320 buy-in. That is registrations closed in that. And the horse event, so many players wanted to play it, Des. Wanted to get into this horse event. 55 runners in that. We've only lost a couple early doors in that. Now there's one Simon Trumper playing that event, looking to do a
unbelievable.
Looking for his 3rd medal of the festival.
It's an incredible story, Lee, because he has wandered amongst us like a wolf in sheep's clothing over the last couple of evenings, saying, "Triple stud, how do you play that? I'm not sure. Oh, the PLO, I'll get eaten up. I haven't played very much, over the last couple of years." But yet he has final tabled both. He has medalled both. He's had a bronze, a silver, and he tried the same shtick earlier on today. He said, "Well, the horse, what time will it finish at? I'm not sure." But there he is. He's in it. So we've never had a player go.
I'm going to jump straight to this table because we've got a 3-way all in here. It's 4-6 versus Ace King versus Ace Queen.
Oh, David Kingswell's on his feet.
And I'll tell you who's going to do what. Queen on the flop. There's a 6 there, though. A king on the turn changes it again. 5 on the river, so Ace King is going to be good. I think it was Dave Kingswell that was very much at risk there. We're only going to lose one player in that one, and off he goes, Mr. Kingswell. I guess he'll probably have another go. I think maybe tomorrow.
He's fairly tearing off there, Lee. He just joined the table, so literally before we went live, he just joined the table, and it was not to be.
No, very much that's the case. So that's where we're at. So 54 runners. It's quite a noisy card room. There's obviously a lot going on, so we'll try and do our best to keep above the Tanner announcements and the noise and chatter in the background, guys. But if you do pick up anything, or we're repeating a few bits, it's just to make sure you guys do hear at home what's going on. So,
absolutely.
With 54 players left in this. We're done with late reg now in this one, so 92 is going to be the max for this particular flight. But as I say, 2 more flights tomorrow to have a go at, and it's a busy old looking card room for a Friday night, isn't it?
Yeah, it's absolutely thronged, and we haven't done a ton of streaming to date over the last couple of days. We're conscious that a lot of the sort of the action is happening beyond midnight. We don't think you guys are going to be up staying beyond midnight during the normal week, but we hope to do a bit more tomorrow, of course, and going into Sunday. We'll be focusing very much on the main event final table, so quite a lot to come from us on that front. But in terms of the table that we're looking at now, Lee, this is day 1B of the main. So why don't I take you through the players as we see them in seat 2, and we've obviously just lost Dave Kingswood in seat 1.
I'll see if I can get Brandon and give you a bit of a close-up on some of those.
Super. So, we've got a new gentleman joining in seat 1, so we'll come back to him in just a moment. But in seat 2, we've got Aidan Shorter.
How you doing, mate? All right.
In seat 3, we've got Peter Craw. Seat 4 will be known to long-time apetters. That's Pete Winter. Seat 5 is Dan McNerney. Seat 6 is AJ Spoiler, so a name that you might recall from APAT London. AJ won the tournament down there just over a month ago. AJ's back. And then you've got Cleaton Dice in 7, Paul Manchester in 8, and James Moult, seat 9. So that's your table. We're going to focus in on this one for the next 30, 40 odd minutes. See if we can get some action hands for you.
And as soon as it refreshes, and we'll let you know who seat 1 is as well.
So seat 1 is Sam Coltman. Welcome to the table, Sam. Oh, very well. So we get a greeting from Sam there. Pretty good. It's all very calm here at the moment. So Lee, players starting with 100,000 in chips. I think we've seen the chip leader in the tournament come out of Day 1A yesterday. Danny Strange, well known with just over 1.1 million in chips.
Yeah.
Rich Baker,
which is only a little bit more of Rich Baker from the online.
Exactly. Rich Baker took the honours in the online Day 1. So 2 flights, as Lee mentioned, to come yet tomorrow. And with a 50k guarantee, we're looking to see around 500 players in the event. That would be a record for APAT. So we're looking to see whether we can achieve that over the weekend. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So we're playing, as I said, we're playing level 9 at the moment. Blinds are 1,500, 3,000. So average stack is about 170,000 for those at home watching. And say players started with 100 players, Des says. So still loads of players. If you look at it, so sort of at the moment, still with an average stack, it's still 60 bigs. Still,
it's tons of play. Tons of play.
Which is
We know the structure is good. I mean, what's the, how are you playing a Day 1 of something that's as deeply structured as this, Lee? You looking to acquire chips or calmly
I think,
get your way through it?
I think it's cautiously, to be honest. I mean, obviously, it's slightly different now with the way we structured that 15% of the field make it through from the Day 1. So you're in the money. So you're going to play your bubble tonight, which is it's how it'll play out. And also, I guess the fact that you have got another shot at it tomorrow if you want to. So that might well change if you're that way inclined from a bankroll point of view. It might be that you can go, well, I can play this a little bit more aggressively
Absolutely.
than I would choose to.
Oh, we're seeing a flop over there, Lee. There's a sizable chunk of change in the middle.
Yeah, it's a call, and it's 6-7 for seat 3 with 2 6s on the board, and that's going to be good enough to take that
So
down.
it's Peter Craw takes that one down. So what odds, Lee, are you giving on Mr. Trumper doing a third? He might not do the gold, but a third final table in a row. I mean, that would be pretty impressive.
Quite possible. I mean, what I would say is Simon's got the patience and the experience for it. He doesn't give away his chips lightly.
Yeah.
And that seems to have done him very good for the past 2 nights. I'm not sure how happy he's been with the late finishes because he's seemed to want to be tucked up in bed, but certainly was enjoying himself. And as I say, is back for a third day and jumped into the horse and is giving that one a whirl as well. I say I'm not sure whether how much he necessarily plays some of the variants, or he's certainly been suggesting that that's not the case. So for him, he's kind of getting in there and seeing how it goes. So it's good for him.
Well, the point is he's clearly enjoying it. So it's nice to see Simon Legend in the game, of course, in the UK circles, back enjoying the game.
And what we should make the point, because it has been mentioned a couple of times on the in the Facebook group and stuff about, well, how's this guy that's played a final table of $10,000 PLO event in Vegas? How is he allowed to play APAT events? Well, of course, I mean, Simon is an amateur poker player these days. He's not playing poker for a living. So although he's had decent runs in lots of events in the past, he's very much now does the work he does at the club and other things behind the scenes, and therefore we count him very much as an amateur player.
Yeah, absolutely. He Simon is by no way making his income from poker these days. He's still got a crafty game though, Lee.
Absolutely.
So we've seen a flop again.
Well, we've seen more than a flop here. We've seen a full board here of King 7-9 Jack Deuce.
Yeah, there we go.
And it's basically seat 2 and seat 7 in this one. Seat 2 on the button, and fired a little bet out there, which is enough to take it down.
So Aidan Shorter takes that one down. And look what I can do, Lee. Just I don't know if you can see this on your screen, but for the guys at home, that is the table, seat order. So you can see again Sam Copeman in 1, Aidan Shorter in 2, Peter Craw, Pete Winter, Dan McNerney, AJ in seat 6, Clayton Dice in 7, Paul Manchester in 8, and James Moult in 9. And we can do that for any table, Lee. Any table in any of the tournaments. How cool is that?
It's pretty damn impressive, isn't it, really? It is pretty damn impressive. And bear in mind, if you're watching this at home, we don't show whole cards. This is pretty much live from dusk till dawn with a very, very slight delay as it just goes up. Bounces off the APAT satellite currently in orbit, doesn't it? And then makes its way back down to your homes. And we're stood, I kid you not, less than a metre away from the players. So you've got to bear in mind at times we're not going to comment on exactly what's going on with some of the hands, because that may well influence some of the action. Or if somebody hears us, they can hear what we're saying, so we're not that far away. So we're very wary of what we say around the table when we're in this close. But hey, it gives you a chance to see what's going on. So AJ is all in. All in is also one player ahead of him, who's Des will confirm a name there for me.
Ahead of him is Dan McNerney, seat 5.
So Dan is all in, AJ is all in. I think it's going to be the two of them. We're just going to make a quick count to see who's got who covered, because they're fairly similar stack size. We'll have a look now. And there's a few more players to act yet. So there's been a count being asked for from seat 1, who's now folded. Seat 2 folds, and seat 3 on the button folds. And Pete from the small blind folds. So it's ace-9 for AJ. It's 6-7 for Dan.
Here we go.
A 4 on the turn. Number 5. The ace-9 is going to play, and we're going to lose Dan.
Seat open, Lee.
There we go. Now another one bites the dust. And our champion from London is stacking up some chips.
Well, we've seen that before, of course. He quite likes stacking up chips. And when he has a bit of momentum behind him, ferocious competitor.
I think AJ limped there under the gun and had a couple of callers, and then there was a shove out of the big blind. I think it looked like a bit of a squeeze play, thinking I'll get this through. Maybe nobody's got anything that strong, and found out that AJ felt ace-9 was good enough to.
I mean, it's a brave call, but AJ's been setting the table for far longer than we've been looking at it.
But ever since AJ winning in London, has pretty much been following the APAC tour. So we've seen him in Blackpool. Came up to play that event, and is now turned up in Nottingham. But I believe he is London based, so has travelled up to play this for the weekend.
Well, why not? It's a great weekend away. It can be relatively low cost if you're sensible, and of course, APAT's just a friendly series to be in and play.
No, absolutely. And still more events to play. So as I say, tomorrow we've got 2 more day ones for the main event. There's also a round of each, and a deep and steep event on Sunday. And Sunday will be the conclusion of the main event with the day 2. All those that made it through in the money. So still plenty of poker going on at Dusseldorp, and also they've got some satellites for future live events as well that are coming around the corner.
So we've got 5 minutes left in this level, Lee. We're at level 9. We expect this to go to 17 or 18. Blinds are at 1,500, 3,000 at 3,000 ante. And what have we got? I'm trying to say there are tables. There you go. 6 tables in operation.
Yeah, and you can see them because we're literally, so we're on one of the corner ones, Dad. So if you come back to me, I can show you. So that's what we've got. That's the remaining players in this main event, day 1B.
Lee, it's going to be absolutely jammed in here tomorrow.
Yeah, it really will be. With the final 2 day ones, we're probably expecting somewhere up around 170, 180 runners for the first of those, and then some will turn up to play the evening flight as well, or maybe have a re-entry in after the afternoon one. So yeah, we're expecting some big numbers in here, but again with lots else going on as well. So it'll be an absolutely packed card.
Lee, look, happy to run the guys through the other 6 tables. Just give a sense of who's in at the moment. So why don't I put you on camera? So just across from the sort of the feature table that we've got here, table 1.
Where are you sending me? To table 1. Here we go then.
Table 1. So seat 1 over there is Irvin Chung. And we've got Abby, and Abby's got a super long surname that I'm not going to murder on this stream. In seat 2, Alex Bates in 3, Robert Joss in 4, Ian Thompson in 5, Mitesh Patel in 6, Mihail Papa in 7, Michael Yates in 8, and Sean Hopkin in 9. So that's table 1. If we go to table 3, as it were, that's table 2. Table 3, Paul Haycock, well known, of course, in seat 1. We've got Orlando Anderson in 2, Scott Wayne in 3, Paul Brooks in 4, Damian Roberts in 5, Gary G in 6, Andrew Bayliss in 7, and Seth Masters in 8. And then if we go through to table 4, Lee, we've got Boya Fernandez in 1, Marek Gajudas in 2, Michelle Gascoigne in 3, Holdy Fold, Ross Bennett in 4, Jake Marsden in 5, we've got Kevin Brzozowski in 6, Mark Roberts in 7, Ashley Dixon in 8, and Andrea King, formerly of Party Poker, in seat 9. Now, Lee, we've seen table 12, so if we can go to table 13. So they've got the fancy seats here, Lee. We've got Richard Devani in 1, Di Farrell in 2, and we've got Will McCallum in 3, Ricky Buckland, who we saw on the stream in Blackpool, in seat 4, David Maguire in 5, Nathan Hughes in 6, Andrew Mapp in 7, Mark Powell in 8, and Pat Kelleher, who might be walking away here, Lee. I think we might have joined at a really bad time for Patrick. Indeed, he's just been knocked out, but he was in seat 9. We've got to table 14, and we've got Mo Sacklin in 1, Simon Booth in 2, Dennis Green in 3, Joe Gaynard in 4, Russell Bodger in 5, John Blaney in 6. We've got Jave Joskins in 7, Len Etches, Pete's partner, in 8, and Damien Dakowitz, who we've seen a lot on the forum recently. Nice to see that in seat 9. So good to see Damien here and playing. And I think that's it. That's it for our main event field for tonight. And we've got about a minute left in level 9, Lee. So we'll get back onto our feature table.
How did I do? I think I kept up.
To be honest, Lee, I didn't watch it. I was looking at the screen. But if you've currently got epilepsy set out there, we do apologise for all the movement.
So we've pretty much got one more hand, I think, at this level before blinds will be going up.
So Sam Coltman in this with Clayton Dice. I think it's Paul Manchester actually that's in there with Sam Coltman.
That's all in the call.
So it looks like Paul's all in.
Yeah, 9-6 has turned the straight up against Queen 7, which had turned 2 pair. And
we're going to lose Paul Manchester there.
Pair.
Yeah, it certainly does. For Forest fans everywhere, Lee, still celebrating staying in the Premier League.
Wow, I think pretty much that's a safe bet now, isn't it? So
I would have thought so, yeah. But we're not going to talk about football. We must not, Lee, must not.
And for those of us that have that had Arsenal top 4, Newcastle top 10, and Forest to stay up, well, I think we're sitting pretty down.
You're doing all right. You're doing all right. What odds would one have got for a bet like that?
Oh, not huge to be honest. I think it's about 8 to 1. I think it was
Yeah.
start season. So.
That is pretty big.
So a lot of table balancing going on now. We're down to six tables. So Simon the TD doing an incredible job as always, ensuring that everything's as a level a playing field as it can be for all the players. So keeps an eye on all of it. I can see Lynn Etches has just got to move, and I think Andrea King is getting a move as well, by the looks of it.
Yeah, she is indeed.
Yep, she's on the move as well.
Well, as long as she's not moving to the bar, Lee.
I think she may be moving to this table actually. We've got
48. She may indeed. Let's have a look. 48 of our initial players, 88 players that started remaining, Lee.
Yeah, Andrea is going to take a seat next to our London champion AJ.
There is Angela.
So chip-wise, the red chips are 500, the blues are 1,000, the yellows are 5,000, and I'm therefore suggesting that there's kind of light pinky ones that are there might well be maybe 25k chips.
Well, Sam Coltman well stacked at this point. It would have to be said, just looking at chips in front of him. AJ similarly, a lot of pinky ones over there. Actually, did we say red ones, Lee? Colour's hard to discern in the in the darkness.
Red.
I look at AJ's stack. Can we start a petition to have the yellows back at 1,000?
I'm still getting used to it. I'm still getting used to it, that's for sure. Yeah. So quick change of dealer, and on we go. Blinds now at 2,000, 4,000, with a big blind ante at 4,000. Drop clocks in play here at Dusseldorf, which always helps to keep the play flowing nicely.
Absolutely. So, guys, ignore the chip counts, of course, on the screen there. That's a DTD screen. Sam Coleman in 1, Aidan Shorter in 2, Peter Craw in 3, Pete Winter in 4, Andrea King, as we said, in 5, AJ Spoiler 6, Clayton Dyson 7, and James Moult in 9.
Where's this link to?
Facebook page. Yeah.
Oh, this.
Should have said NBC Sports League.
We stream everywhere.
Exactly.
The way to do it. But the easiest place to find us, and the reason that I say Facebook when I'm asked the question, because we are on YouTube and Twitch on a Sunday night normally. But
Lee, tonight,
Facebook is the place. Yeah, Facebook is the place to easily.
Yeah, well, it's where the community is.
And part where the community is. Yeah, so that's pretty much the best place to be.
So we've seen a flop here. Peter Craw put some chips in the middle.
Yeah, so the board
we're
is
seeing
10,
Clayton.
10, and Pete Winter's all in. And Clayton's going to get out of the way. So it's back round to Peter. Decision on him. So he's asking for a count. So. It's 254,000.
Okay.
Spare me a time bank.
Well, he's agonising over it, Lee.
Time bank chips in play here, so giving yourself a little bit more thinking time.
Yeah, as Lee said, we're right on top of the action here, so we won't discuss it. But we see a king go. Top two, maybe.
And Pete Winter shows an 8.
Oh, gutsy play.
And, say, Andrea gives a kind of a little look of going, okay, so this is what this table's all about. Right,
Yeah.
okay. Here we go. So for those that qualified through GG, they've got the slight little advantage that they've got some bubble protection.
Absolutely.
So if you qualified through a satellite on GG, or you just chose to buy in direct on the holding tanks through GG Poker, if you bubble, they'll give you £120 buy-in back as a little bit of insurance bubble protection.
Very nice. It's all a little bit of added return for players. We like that very much.
Yeah, absolutely. So for those that have managed to do that, and that'll be continuing throughout the season with APAC.
So Peter's getting some chips in here. Pete Winter's in as well. Actions on Andrea.
So the bet is 12,000.
Oh, she's pushed all in.
Called Andrea says I'm all in.
Gutsy.
They'd called AJ's original raise at 12,000. So AJ's raised under the gun, being called by Peter on the button, and Pete Winter in the small blind. Andrew is now shoved from the big blind, and AJ is using time backs to make the decision.
So this is all in pre, folks. And of course, AJ knows that Peter and Pete are still in the hand.
So, well, AJ's out of the way, so Peter gets out of the way very quickly. What's Pete going to do? And Pete's making the call. So Pete's got ace king of hearts, and Andrea's got pocket sixes. 7-4-10. Another 7. 3 on the river, and the sixes are going to be good. Andrea breathes a sigh of relief. Good quick counter from the stacks, and it'll be a double up for Andrea King.
Standard race, unavoidable hand that I would say, Lee.
Yeah, I don't think I think Andrew's happy to get it in against one player. Wouldn't have probably wanted to be in a multi-way pot there with sixes.
That's fair.
Yeah. You're potentially then up against maybe 3 overcards if it was an ace queen or an ace jack, maybe or an over.
You know what it's like when you're 10 levels into a tournament, maybe you haven't seen too much during the event. I think we spoke briefly to Angela during the break. She mentioned seeing her jacks cracked at one point. Maybe you haven't seen too much, and all of a sudden you're a little bit short. Sixes start to look attractive.
Yeah, and say nothing wrong. I don't think it's an issue with that up against one player. If it's as long as it's 2 overcards and you're effectively pretty much flipping, that's fine. The concern for her, quite rightly, I think, is the fact that actually she's got, she's first of all got AJ, the initial raiser, and then had 2 other players that were already in the pot that were still to act behind us. So it's a brave one with the sixes, because you couldn't just easily gone, position-wise, this isn't great for me. Is it? I suppose is it technically a bit of a squeeze spot? It is a squeeze spot, but she probably would have been quite happy just to have seen 3 folds. But there's no way was Pete going to fold with the ace king.
So, I mean, let's face it, she's never calling there. She's happy to play and squeeze, but she's never calling with that.
Yeah. So on we go. So it's Pete Winter on the button this time. Andrew in the small blind. AJ in the big. And it's a flat ball out of seat 7. Is it
Clayton? It is Clayton.
Yeah, Clayton. So Andrew's made up the small blind, and a little cheeky raise from AJ out of the big blind. Pumps it up by 20,000, which has been called by Clayton. Andrew gets at the race. So it's going to be 2 players to a flop here, with comfortably well over 50,000 in the middle just before we start again. The board is Jack 3-5 rainbow. AJ checks. Clayton's reaching for a stack of it's all in. Was the shout. So it's going to be 101,500, I think.
AJ's counting chips.
AJ's counting chips, quite quickly here. Okay, so the board is Jack 3-5. Oh, going to make the call. It's pocket 9s for AJ. It's pocket 7s, Finn. 7's at risk here. 7 and only a 7.
We lose Clayton.
We're going to lose Clayton. And London champ adds to his stack. So we're halfway through the field in this day 1B days. So 50% gone. We need to lose 85% for getting the money. So we're heading in the right direction.
Inevitably.
You sounded slightly depressed by that fact. It's like,
Well, it's good stuff, Lee. It's good stuff. It's all around us, and whatever happens here in the main, you've got a high roller that I think will be a late-ish finish. We've got a horse event that we think might finish at 4 a.m. Fantastic event, though.
I think both of those will finish around that, to be honest. The high roller started at 5 o'clock this evening, so that's got 32 players remaining of the 82 that bought into that. So that's going to have a prize pool of just shy of £25,000, Des.
Lee,
which is absolutely superb.
I'm going to challenge you, okay, as I want to do on these live streams. We have 4 tables left in the high roller. If you want, I can talk you through the players in seat order. If you fancy a little trek up there, will your legs take you?
I can. Which table are you going to first? Which table are you sending me to first?
Table 24 first.
24 first. I can do 24.
Switch to your camera. There we go.
Right, go on, go for it then.
So 24 in seat 1 is Michael Rosaman. Seat 2 is Tim Slater. Chris Johnson in 3. Peter Astley in 4. Laith Sheena in 5. Will Kang in 6. Richard King, Lee, in 7. Is that the Chocolate King?
Could well be.
How cool would that be? And Peter Attridge in 8. So why don't we go to table 25 now, Lee?
All right, bear with me. It's busy up here, so...
Oh, absolutely.
Right, go on then.
So seat 1 is Stuart McLachlan. Seat 2 is Anthony Rogers. Then we've got Leo Faradoy. Scott Gardner in 4. Ben Shannon in 5. Martin Frey in 6. Phil Walker in 7. And Nick Filone in 8.
Nick, you just have to trust me that that's Nick under the hoodie. Yeah, you'll have to trust me.
He's there, I'm sure. It looks like Nick. It's got to be. So if we do table 35, Lee, 35.
35.
Of course, this is going to look faintly ridiculous if you go to the wrong table.
Bear with me a second. Hopefully you've got 35 and 36 left, yeah?
Oh, it's just so many people. 35 and 36. So 35 in seat 1 is Alan Lodge. Seat 2, David Boynton. Seat 3 is Shiram Thubramanian, I think. I've done that justice. Seat 4 is Stu Jordan. Seat 5 is Neil Cartwright. 6 is Paraminder Kandola. 7 is Tarajmer Kakar. And 8 is Elliot Hayes.
Right.
And that just leaves table 36, Lee.
Bear with me. 1 to go. Bear with me.
Good man. You've done well. You've done well on this challenge. So seat 1 is Salim Sadiq. Seat 2 is Paul Grummet. Seat 3 is Jav Jafad. Seat 4 is, I like to term him, our very own Adam Neal. Seat 5 is our very own Sophie Clark. Seat 6, Will Fry. Dan Harewood, who we know, is in seat 7. And Mohammed Sheikh is in seat 8. And that's it. One of those players.
There you go.
One of those players will take down the high roller title tonight.
Look at that. Adam and Soph right next to each other there.
Oh, I saw you. Not a dry eye in the house. Do you fancy the horse while you're up there, Lee? We've got 47 players.
Did you fold? Well, you won it. Oh. We've got, actually, do you want to hang on here? Because there is a...
Okay.
Sophie's all in. So I will quietly, or try and quietly talk about what's going on here. I'm trying to work out what the action was that's gone round here. Let's see. So Sophie's on the button. So there's been a raise from seat 3, being called by Adam Neal. Sophie's shoved all in from the button. Blinds are out the way. So we're back round to seat 3 to make a decision who folds. I know the hand of one of the players that folded. Adam Neal's got a decision. Adam's going to make a call. Adam makes a call. It's ace queen for Sophie. It's king jack for Adam. Here we go. This is in the high roller, folks. Queen on the flop. Sophie looking good.
That's it.
And Sophie's going to get a double up to Adam and leave Adam on.
So fumes.
Fumish-like. Yeah,
That is
fumish-like. I think it's the best way to go. There you go. Live hand from the high roller.
Yeah, super Lee. you want to walk the horse, so to speak? No pun intended.
Do I want to walk the horse? Yeah, I can walk the horse for you. Yeah.
Okay.
Bear with me though. I've got to get up to the top tier. So, which table are you doing first? Give me a shout.
Well, we're going to do 43, Lee.
You're going to do
Look at that.
43. Right.
Look-
Okay.
Look at that, folks. You don't get this with a tower. Epilepsy.
Just, the tower wouldn't be able to keep up with this, honestly. Right. Okay. Fine. Right. 43.
Fantastic.
Right, here we go.
43. So in seat 2, we've got Weber Seth. Seat 3, Kenneth Bogg. Seat 4, Gary Jackson. Seat 5 is Will Mitchell. Seat 6 is Nick Rawlings, well-known player. And seat 7 is our own, John Paul Round, JP.
JP, give us a wave. JP, give us a wave. There we go. What you did? 44 next.
Let's go to 44. Seat 1, we've got
Good.
Alan.
Make life easy for me. So yeah.
Absolutely. Seat 1, Alan Hurst. Seat 2, Pete Thorpe. We like Pete. He's lost his phone recently, apparently.
The Pete Thorpe.
The Pete Thorpe.
Seat 2.
Seat 3 is indeed a wise man, Phil Wise. Seat 4 is Ryan Armit. Seat 5 is Martin Chan. Seat 6, Rosario Perez. And seat 7, I nearly said Sweet 7, Lee. Valentine
sitting in
Selenov.
Suite 7. Okay, yeah.
Sweet 7,
Excellent.
there you go.
Okay.
Fantastic.
We're doing the final 40s, yeah.
You know where you're going. You're going to 45.
Go on then.
So, Squirrel Ashley. Now, I would assume that's Ashley Squirrel, okay? But I'm following the DTD format here. Chris Dobson in seat 2. Peter Finch in 3. John Murray, Silver Fox in 4. Rob Vinton in 5. Matthew Matranga in 6. And Carl Bells in 7.
Right. Am I going back to what?
There you go to 55 now.
55. Go on then.
55. Seat 1, Graham Maguire. Seat 2, the man of the moment, Simon Trumper. Seat 3, Mark Nichols. We've got Habib Chatu. Well done.
Good.
Habib Chatu in 4. Last night's winner, Lee, Gary Johnston, sporting incredible hair there. In 5, Aaron Helmore in 6. And Henrik Naruzzi in 7. And then if we go to 63, follow the penguin, Lee. Follow the penguin drop-ins.
63, right, I'm good. I'm at 63.
Oh, there we go. It's Mark Lassman in seat 1. We've got Khan Patel in 2. Gordon MacArthur in 4. Salim Khan in 5. Gareth Stanton in 6. And Adam Ware, mixed game specialist, in 7. Table
Right then.
64, Lee.
2 to go.
We're nearly there.
Nearly there.
So Craig Bickerton in 1. Nathan Ward in 2. Wendy Lampert in 3. Simon Lawler, the Oracle, in 4. Gerant Hassan in 5. Michael Kilby in 6. And Pavel Stock in 7. Last one, Lee, and you can have a rest.
Bear with me. It's right in the corner. Bear with me. Hang on.
Just look for the tall one.
Here we go. This is a good table.
There we go.
Right.
Sat in seat 1, Simon Brook, of course. Ryan Gregory in 2. Chris Bean in 3. Poker News reporter. Vahid Amir Zahari in 4. Danny Strange in 5. Ben Burnhill in 6. And Haresh Thakkar in 7.
There you have it. That is pretty much everybody sat down at dusk till dawn.
Fantastic.
Player by player.
So one of your horse winners will come from those runners and riders, if I may, Lee. And I will go back to our feature table.
See what you've done there.
You saw what I did there.
What you've done there.
To be honest, I put you through all of those tables just for that one line. I feel bad now.
Nay, you shouldn't feel bad.
Guys, so as we come back to our feature table, you will note that Pete Winter is no longer sitting with us. So we've lost Pete.
Did I miss anything, Des? Did I miss anything? What happened?
To be honest, I was doing a lot of reading. I was catching up on my reading.
Okay.
What I can tell you is that we've got Sean Hopkin who's joined us in seat 7. Michael Yates in seat 8.
Lovely. Sean and Michael. Excellent stuff. Well, Michael is in a hand with AJ here. The board is 9, 6, 8, 5 deuce. They've gone check. AJ shows pocket queens and
You're on the camera, Lee.
And Michael folds. Yeah, oh, you're on with me. Michael folds. So AJ's going to win that one, and on we'll go.
Fantastic, good job. So the winner of the horse, the winner of the high roller, will come from that group of players that we saw. Plenty of well-known A-patters still in. Plenty of players, of course, who we might not know in the community, but who played our events multiple times in the past as well. And Simon Trumper in the horse, Lee, still going, still jockeying along.
I mean, yeah, the way it works up there, we've got 55 runners up there, and there's 47 left. I mean, it will always be slow exits to start with, but then it kind of flies. But it's a great structure for the players. I know a number of the players up there have been looking for. Some have travelled just to play this horse event on a Friday night here at Justice Dawn in Nottingham. I mean, where else in the UK, Des, you get to play a horse game?
Just where APAC goes to Lee. We are the conduit. Quietly, if you look at
the case.
If you look at AJ's stack there, Lee, that hasn't half grown since we started streaming this table. He has got a lot of chips now.
We've got all in here from seat 9, which is
so that's James Malt.
That's James. So that's James, isn't it? And just ask for a count. So we've just got the blinds to get through. Andrea gets other. Well, actually, I tell a lie. Sean has raised to 11,000.
Sean's taking a look here.
And the blinds have got out the way, which was on Andrea and AJ, and Sean's got a decision to make here.
Is Jack, so he's got it near the comment.
He's making the call.
He's making the call. Sean's got ace queen, James has got queen jack. It's the queen jack at risk here. Here we go.
Same man. What a slow roll.
Queen ace 10. Lose. Going to need to be a king. It's not, and we're going to lose James, and Sean is going to add to his stack.
Magic.
There you go.
Keep that one, you know. That Derby made the comment.
So we're down to 41 now of the 92 that started. So I'm just a quick little bit of maths, Des. I'm guessing we're going to play down to what's it going to be? It's going to be about 14 runners, I think it'll be. Feels right with 92. I think it'll be either 14 or 15, depending on how they've rounded it. Depending on how they've rounded it.
13, 14, yeah.
So I think it'll be 14. I think it'll be.
Yeah.
So so that's what these guys are playing down to. So 40 left now. We just bust a couple on the other tables quite quickly. The numbers are starting to drop. As I say, we're playing level 11 at the moment. Our expectation is somewhere around level 17 or level 18. We would expect to see this come to a conclusion tonight. And for those that haven't made it, well, hey, you've got one more chance tomorrow. Well, when I say one more chance, you've got one more chance than you've got tomorrow. But there are 2 more chances on the
Two
Saturday
flights
to play. So the first flight starts at 1 o'clock, and the second flight is, I want to say, in the evening. And I'm thinking about 6ish. I think it is. Yeah, I think.
Try and get here before that, folks.
I think it's about 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
But
Go to the website, guys.
Is the first flight. Yeah.
All of the detail is there. apat.com, of course.
It's 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
Yeah. So basically, so tomorrow you've got 1 o'clock. You've got day 1C. 5 o'clock you've got day 1D, and you've got a round of each tomorrow at 1 o'clock in the afternoon as well. So it's going to be a busy old cardroom tomorrow. And then on Sunday we've got, along with the main event, day 2, we've then got a bounty at 2 o'clock, and we conclude with a deep and steep at 5 o'clock. So loads of poker in the next 2 days if you're here at Just at Dawn, or even close and fancy travelling up to play. New player on our table, Des?
Yes. Now, we've been offered up 3 names here. I'm sure this is Mr. Green. I'm assuming it's Philip Green as opposed to Dennis Green, but I think we'll go with Philip. You might tap him on the shoulder, perhaps, to ensure we get that right. This would be Phil Green. Not Not the one that used to own Arcadia, I'm sure. He had a yacht.
Haven't we all? Yeah, haven't we all?
Well, I've been trying all these years for a Ferrari carpet, Lee.
Yeah, and still not there
Still
yet.
can't get it. Still can't get it.
No, very much not. So, little bet from Peter there at seat 3 was enough to take that one down up against Sean and Michael, and gets that one through.
So there's your players, guys. So Lee, we're 50 minutes into the stream. I think we're going to do this for an hour, so we'll probably go another 10 odd minutes or so. We'll break it down. We may come back for something a little later, but I think what we perhaps will do is maybe a 3 to 4 to 5 minute sort of video to put onto Facebook with a bit of a walk through the card room, maybe in an hour or so's time.
Yeah, very much so. So there's lots still going on here. Obviously, the crunch time is later on the tournament, so some of the side events are finishing, late in the early hours of the morning. But obviously, when it comes to the main event, day 2, on Sunday, very much we'll be doing what we normally do on it. Now, for those that are new to an APAT stream or tuning in for the first time, seeing what's going on, I've got friends that are here, whatever. We don't show whole cards. We're right up at the table, and we're pretty much showing the action as it happens, chatting to the players, kind of getting in close as to what's going on, and you're watching pretty much what they watch.
Absolutely.
Sat at the table.
I'll tell you how close we are, Lee. I'd set up just before we went live on the stream. I had a little phone with the player details, a microphone just left on a little table by me. Dave Kingswell sat in seat 1. He just took the table, put a beer on it. Everything just disappeared.
Didn't care. To be
Literally,
honest,
right in the action.
That table disappeared pretty much as quickly as Dave left the table himself. Not too long after. Yeah.
He didn't, unfortunately, leave the beer, Lee, because it's pretty hot in here. It looked really, really good.
So a little bet again from Peter at seat 3 on the board of King 4 Jack, and it's seat 1 to make a decision here.
You go ahead, make your conclusion.
Yeah, so decision on Sam. Yeah. The 50, I say a little bet. It's 2 of those little pink chips there that Peter's put in, and it's 50,000. And Sam says, well, I like your little 2 pink chips, so I'm going to put all of my pink chips.
Sam's not a believer.
It's also from the crap because we're all for it.
There you go, guys. That's how close in we're getting.
This is when we score.
So it's decision on Peter.
Yeah,
And putting in the last of his time bankers, actually.
oh, probably not. Come on, mate.
What do we have on the flop here, Lee?
Don't be like that.
The flop is King 4 Jack 2 clubs.
I didn't get time to win because it's the fourth of both. I never got
9 seconds to make a decision.
oh.
Sam shows pocket queens.
Oh, you're feeling mad money.
Nice hand.
Have a king.
Nice hand. Takes it
Yeah,
down.
my hero in it, Simon.
So Sam drags those in. And Lee, Angela's brought the fun to the table. It was all pretty quiet, semi-serious when we joined. But ever since she's taken a seat, chatting with everybody, a lot of laughing going on now. Different mood entirely.
Andrea was saying it during the break that.
Did I say Angela? Andrea.
You did,
Andrea.
yes. Yeah.
Rude of me. Rude of me.
That was me politely correcting you without actually. just
Quite
calling you out
right.
for it. So,
Quite right.
Yeah, no, she was saying it's been a fun table, but actually the vast majority of the tables we've seen for the past 2 days, there's been a lot of banter, lots of chat, people enjoying themselves. Even with some of the variants we played, because let's remember we had PLO on Wednesday, we've had triple stud yesterday, horse today. Some of the dealers have been training and learning these games so they can back up to speed to play, especially for our world later on in the year. And they're all absolutely loving it. Will, who was dealing the stud final table last night, was having a blast, wanted a picture of the photo. that they've had with the final table before they left, and and I'm thoroughly enjoying the whole experience of getting to play some not your vanilla no limit hold'em, which is nice to see.
Very much so.
So Philip is all in, and it's been called by Michael, I think, in C8. It's pocket 7 for Phil.
It's on you, Lee.
It's Jack 9 for Michael. We're trying to get in. Dealers just sort himself out here, so here we go. Jack 9 against 7s. It's 6 and 7 on the river, so maybe pull up for Phil. There we go. This is the point where you've just got to, you've got to start thinking about winning your flips. Really, we're 38 players left now, so yeah, you've.
There's a lot of stick going on here, Lee. I think Sean's brought a bit of humour as well.
Well, you've got to have humour as a Forest fan.
Well, absolutely. Ever since Archie Gemmell left, Lee, they've only had humour.
The Man U fan from Leicester. Hey, Paul Jamal fucking end round.
Oh, he's loud this one.
Man U fan. Using the big line.
I think Andrew's had enough. It's just.
We've got Man U fans from Leicester on here, and Derby fans from.
Lines are at 2,000, 5,000 now. Average stack is 242,000. So you're still playing with, just 48 bigs, which is, say, still ridiculously deep. But players, obviously, some of the shorter stacks looking to want to get their chips in and try and win a flip here. Possibly a little bit early if you wanted to do that. You've got to win those, obviously, but yeah.
Yeah, look, 38 left, Lee. We think we're going to get down to 14, so definitely a little bit early.
So AJ pops out a little bet there, shows ace 5, and that's enough to take that one down. Little pot, but all adds to his stack. As we said, it's the million. The million is the mark, isn't it? Really, Des, for making day 2. A couple of players, one from each so far. One from the online day, one on GG Poker that was on Monday night. Richard Baker has hit that target, and Danny Strange also hit that target. Although, didn't the player that finished second also hit it as well?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
AD Lovelock, I think, just over $1 million as well.
Yeah. So
the round of.
Go on.
Round of each tomorrow. Just going to quickly say, I think we've got 17 or 18 players already registered for that. We might take a look at that tomorrow, Lee. All being well, I think it'd be interesting to have a little look.
I think
Craig
really,
Benson
really
in there, John Burberry, Ben Burnhill, Mustafa Chan, John Coy, Phil Davidson, Michelle Gascoigne in there, Lisa Greer in there, Stuart Jordan, Simon Lawler in there, Graham Maguire, Gordon MacArthur, Shane Pollington, Stephen Sharp, Danny Strange. Danny's playing everything, Lee. Ian Thompson and Brian Yates already registered for the round of each tomorrow evening.
Well, of course, Danny's obviously got his stack in the main event yesterday, and I guess that's the beauty of if you can get through one of the early day ones for the main event. It means you've got your Sunday locked up. You know what you're doing, so you're gonna you got them in. You got them in cash. You got some chips in your day 2, which means it allows you to then go and say, right, what else is now on? I'm not sweating trying to make my main event day 2 still. I can go and play some of the side events and enjoy some of the variants, which is kind of part of the reason why we do this type of festival. Absolutely right.
So Andrea rejoins here. We've got a flop in progress. Sam surrenders, and I think Sean's going to take that one down. Unless... Oh, no. Aidan has cards here as well.
But that's got through.
Yeah, Aidan takes that. So, guys, I think we'll call it there for the evening as far as the live stream is concerned. We'll be back with a report from the floor later on in the Facebook group. But I hope you enjoyed that hour or so from Nottingham. Real buzz in the card room, real good atmosphere here. But I think tomorrow's going to be a huge one, possibly the biggest ever day for players at APAP. We will see. So it's good night from Lee and I, guys, as far as the live stream is concerned. But look out for the report a little later.